Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the first SmackDown Live review of 2017? Hello, one and all. Thank you for tuning into this live review for WWE SmackDown, the January 3rd, 2017 edition. And my, oh my, does this show continue to just astound me. It is amazing, the just overall quality in shows that we continue to get from the Blue brand. That is why I have always been, deep down, I've always been a fan of SmackDown. And, coming out of the draft to see where it's come, going into 2017, this was how you kick off the year 2017. Not what we got yesterday. We're not going to talk about what happened yesterday. We're going to talk about what happened tonight on SmackDown Live. So if you're coming in, thank you for watching. Leave your comments on what you thought of SmackDown Live in the live chat. I appreciate all of you watching because this, I thought, was just a really good follow-up show to last week's tremendous show. Was it as good as last week's show? That's up for debate. I still think last week's show was slightly better, but guys, this was just, it's kind of hard to review this show because there really wasn't much to pick apart. I mean, there's nitpicking here and there, but this might be a fast review. It's not like Raw where I have to go in and rant about this and pick apart that. And no, I can just sit down and enjoy this show from start to finish. And it really makes me question. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Is it worth it watching Raw going forward? If Raw is just, that's a video for another topic, but just getting off topic a little bit. I'm really wondering, should I even watch Raw until it improves? Because I just feel like, honestly, I'm wasting my time. I'm getting everything I need to out of SmackDown, and I have NXT. And for me, that's enough. Why waste an extra 3 hours when I could just be doing something else? So if you don't see more Raw reviews going forward on this channel, I'm sorry. I don't know if I have it in me to suffer. But let's talk about SmackDown. Let's talk about the A show. Let's talk about what they did right. And boy, oh boy, did they do a lot right on tonight's show. Where do I begin? From the opening promo, I just love the way that this tied everything together with what has been going on between The Miz, Maurice, Renee Young, and Dean Ambrose. The Miz just being the cocky, arrogant prick that he is. I just love the way that he gets under people's skins. When he said, to Renee Young, "Oh, you're the one that's pretty much sleeping around with Dean Ambrose." that was just great stuff right there. And just seeing all this play out, and we had Ambrose make his way down, try to confront the Miz, but of course the Miz hide behind his wife's skirt. Usually I'm tired of the cocky chicken shit heel in WWE, but I feel like the Miz and Maurice, they're just an on-fire pairing ever since they came back. I love what they've been doing. And I will get to that video idea. Thank you for that. Thank you. But love the way that the show started, and it really, it got me excited for the Intercontinental Championship match that we had later on. But guys, do you think this could potentially lead to a mixed tag team match at the Royal Rumble? Miz and Maurice versus Dean Ambrose and Renee Young. Is it something that you would want to see? Let me know down in the live chat. I'm kind of interested in seeing it because I know on SmackDown that it could lead somewhere. It would be something that we've never seen before. I don't know if Renee can wrestle, but we know Maurice can, so I don't know if they're building to that, but something tells me that they might be. But Miz, he is just on fire and continues to be one of the major benefactors of the WWE draft. So out of the gates, good way to start the show. Eventually, like I said, set up for the Intercontinental Championship match that we had later on in the show. And our first match of the evening. Maybe at WrestleMania 33. Could be. If they get that far, or maybe at the what's SmackDown show? Elimination Chamber? I don't know. They're gonna need 6 guys in the chamber, so we'll see. And we don't know how much training Renee has. But let's get into our first match of the evening. Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. And, going into this match, I thought, well, to me, it just makes sense for Baron Corbin to continue his dominance and winning. And that's exactly what we got in this match. Ziggler tried. He put up a valiant effort. He fought and fought and fought. And I'd say this was a good match between them. This match completely blew out of the water their entire feud on Raw last year. That feud on Raw was stale, boring, and just overdone, just like everything is on Raw. But on SmackDown, this felt refreshed. Corbin has been winning matches. There's a concept, getting wins under his belt, and really has been built up to look like a dominant, unstoppable force that he can be. And he's slowly becoming one of the key players on SmackDown. So I look forward to seeing his development, possibly Mr. Money in the Bank, maybe a WWE champion down the line, guys. But this match was very, very well done. I said Ziggler, every time, he kept fighting and fighting and tried to fight back, but it simply was not enough. Baron Corbin, eventually, one of my favorite finishers in the company right now is that End of Days. I just love the way that he hits it. It looks devastating. It looks intense. And the right guy won, and then eventually Kalisto would come down, try to make the save on Dolph Ziggler after Corbin would attack him. And I was like, okay, why is Kalisto out here? I thought their feud was over, but this actually all made sense, because of course it makes sense, because it's SmackDown. There's consistency. There's logic. The matches actually mean something, guys. But Ziggler would turn heel. He'd attack Kalisto, lay him out. And I'm like, holy shit, we finally got the long overdue heel turn for Dolph Ziggler. It's something that he's needed. But, I see the long-term booking here, if that's what they were going for. Ziggler, he did win that IC title, but what happened? He lost, and he kept losing, and he kept losing. I mean, this is something that they played back all the way to SummerSlam. It's something that Dean Ambrose brought up. So if they could have gone all that way back and got to this point, is what I'm trying to say, is it makes sense, because he can never win the big one, and after a while, if you were in his shoes, you would snap too. So it just makes sense, and I saw it coming, but I kind of did, but then I kind of didn't. I was like, awesome, this is great. It's exactly what he needs, and now we could get some fresh feuds. I mean, Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler, they could revisit that. You could do, there's just a ton of feuds that you could do with a heel Dolph Ziggler. So I'm really excited to see what they do with Dolph Ziggler in the weeks to come. And backstage, there was a scuffle between Ziggler and Apollo Crews, so we'll see where that all heads. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for heel Ziggler. That was one of the highlights of this show. So we go to our second match of the evening, which was Becky Lynch taking on La Luchador. Still playing up the whole idea of we do not know who is under the mask of La Luchador. I originally said Naomi, but I'm actually going to change my idea, guys. Let me know in the comments section below. Who do you think La Luchador is? I'm saying it's Mickie James. And the reason that I'm saying it's Mickie James is I would like to see like a two-woman power, team on SmackDown. You could have Alexa Bliss and reveal it to be Mickie James. That's how she makes a return. Or you can bring Mickie back as a babyface, but I'd like to see her back as a heel. You have her and Alexa just run rampant, dominant, on top of the SmackDown women's division. And that's where I'd go with it. Will they go that way? Not sure. There's a number of different people that it could be, but I'd really like to see it be Mickie James. But Becky was able to get the win over La Luchador after locking in the disarmor submission. But before she got the submission locked in, La Luchador ran under the ring, came back out, and I was thinking, okay, what's going on here? Are we going to really find out who this actually is? And when Becky pulled off the mask, it was Alexa Bliss, and there was a second person dressed up as La Luchador. So I like how it continues to create the intrigue of who is this person actually. We don't know. And I'm really, like I said, I'm excited. Could it be Naomi? Could it be Tamina? Could it be Mickie James? Could it be somebody else that we're not even thinking of? There are a number of different possibilities. And, Deon Purrazzo. Thank you for bringing that up, Ultra. But I'm curious to see who it is. And, they might drag this out to the Royal Rumble. I mean, it's only, 2.5 weeks away. It's coming up fast. So we'll definitely have to see where they go with that. But, yeah, I'm really, it keeps me curious, intrigued, and wanting more. Are you guys ready for me to talk about this great Royal Rumble contract signing segment? John Cena, AJ Styles in the same ring at the same time. Boy, I thought their last contract signing was great. This was just on a whole another level. This was just AJ Styles in one of the best promos I've seen him have. He just tore a new one into John Cena. And I love the animosity. I love the tension. I just love the realness of this segment. This felt as real can be. AJ trying to just poke and prod and consistently get under the skin of John Cena, and the passion was there from both of them. I felt like Cena, since he's been drafted to SmackDown Live, hell, since he had the United States title run, I've really come to respect him more and more as a wrestler and as a person. And I'm excited for this championship match at the Royal Rumble, guys. I am really looking forward to John Cena versus AJ Styles. The third singles match between them, it's going to be great. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to blow anything that Kevin Owens, no offense to them, and Roman Reigns are going to do. Just can't. It's complete opposite. I am just really, really looking forward to this match, and I love the way that Cena, was like, I'm tired of hearing about this. You guys have been saying this, Cena sucks chance, what have you, all that. I'm just gonna. No, none of that phases me at all, and I also like the way that Styles took what Cena said on Talking Smack about his comments about The Rock, and how Cena kind of said, oh, I forgive The Rock for, I didn't really mean what I said there. Styles pretty much said, well, you're really a hypocrite, John, because, you're the one who's going off to Hollywood. You're the one who's kind of disappearing. You've pretty much been a ghost on SmackDown. And that really, when Styles brought up The Rock, I was thinking, I'd love to see the phenomenal one versus the great one. At WrestleMania, boy, oh boy, would that be a dream match. AJ Styles versus The Rock. I know it won't happen, but man, that would be a great feud. That would be a great match. But yeah, Cena and Styles, they go face to face, and it looks like, they're going to go at it. But eventually, out of all people, Baron Corbin would come out. And I like this. I like the way that they're building Corbin up here on SmackDown Live. And Corbin pretty much laid claim stake at big announcement. He is the official first entrant from SmackDown Live in the Royal Rumble. So the field as it stands is Goldberg, Lesnar, Jericho, Big E, Kofi, Xavier, and Corbin, and Strowman. So, the field is shaping up nicely. I really look forward to the Royal Rumble this year. So it's glad to see the Corbins in there. He pretty much came down, made a statement, got right in Cena's face. And, he pretty much was, egging Cena on. He's just saying, he's going to leave WrestleMania with the WWE Championship. And Cena pretty much said, well, if you want to fight, you're going to get a fight. But before Cena could even get going, Styles whacks him in the back with the WWE Championship belt. And Corbin stands tall over Cena. So I like the way they put the emphasis, on, Corbin being the one standing tall, and Styles, getting the last shot in on this. It's not like Raw, where Kevin Owens loses by disqualification and, kind of leaves the segment and you forget about him. No. And the other good thing that I wanted to make note on this is, unlike Raw, Daniel Bryan came down, made his points, and then he was like, okay, the focus is on you guys. So I'm out of here. We're not going to have the GM or Shane. We hardly saw them tonight. The focus was on the wrestlers and their issues. What a fucking concept. You wonder why this show is better. You'll wonder. You wonder, guys. So this was just great stuff. And I'm so excited for Cena, Styles, and of course the Royal Rumble. It's gonna be great stuff. Backstage, we have Maurice confronting Renee Young, and she pretty much said, you don't ever lay a finger on my husband again. And she slapped Renee Young right in the face. So I'm like, you bitch. Maurice is just she's so beautiful, but she can be just such a great, just good stuff right here. We then have the budding romance of, however you want to, James Ellsworth and Carmella. I call him Jamela. You can call him whatever the hell you want, but in Carmella's match against Aaliyah, James Ellsworth would distract Aaliyah, and Carmella would super kick Aaliyah and hit the snapmare into the code of silence and get the tap out victory over Aaliyah. So, I'm really interested to see where this romance between Carmella and James Ellsworth goes. At first, I wasn't really sold on it, but you know what? I think this could actually be pretty entertaining, depending on how far they go with it, and it gives something for both Ellsworth and Carmella to do. Don't know how Big Cass feels about it, but how you doing, Carmella? So, after this, we had American Alpha very quickly knock off Breeze Dongo. in a matter of seconds. But the real focus here was focusing on setting up a rematch, or a match, I should say, next week on SmackDown Live. It's going to be the Wyatt family pretty much invoked the rematch clause. It is going to be the Wyatts versus American Alpha. And you ready to say it with me? Are you guys ready? Willing, Gable for that match. It's going to be great. And no, I did not see your tweet about Ellsworth and the Chia Pet. You will have to retweet that to me. I think I missed that one. But guys, like I said, this review, it's just, you could tell I'm just full of life and energy. I'm just so happy when I finish watching this show. The show makes me happy. And it's a breeze to go by this review. We then had Nikki Bella and Natalya. They were in the ring cutting a promo against one another. And I thought this was a solid promo segment. I really thought Natalya the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, actually, the initial promo when she turned on Nikki Bella, I thought that was one of Natalya's better promos. And I thought this promo, between Nikki and Natalya, but Nikki pretty much getting in Natalya's face saying how you're pretty much living off your family's legacy, and Natalya bringing up the tweet of Bret Hart hanging out with Nikki Bella backstage, and how Natalya pretty much says she's better than her uncle Bret Hart, and nobody works harder than her, and she pretty much said everything that Nikki gets is because of her sex appeal. And she pretty much says that when beauty fades, and when that happens, John Cena will leave you. And Natalya did and she says when Cena leaves you, Nikki is going to die alone. So some shots thrown right there from Natalya. Eventually, Nikki hits her with a forearm, and we have a match next week between Nikki and Natalya. And you know what? I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to it. So SmackDown next week. We also have Baron Corbin versus John Cena, American Alpha versus the Wyatt family. Oh my fucking God. I cannot wait for SmackDown Live next week. I don't even know if I'm going to watch Raw. Still debating on that, but I am definitely will be back up here with a SmackDown Live review. You can always guarantee, at least, going forward, until the next draft happens, that I will be up here with live SmackDown reviews. You just can't miss this show. So we have a huge main event match here. The Miz defending his Intercontinental Championship against Dean Ambrose, the Lunatic Fringe. Really good championship match. I think Ambrose and Miz, they work well with one another. Good chemistry. Good match that built and built and built. The crowd was into this show tonight. The crowd was very good tonight because they have a good show to watch, and it gives them something to invest in. If you put on a good show, wow, look, the crowd will be invested. So I like the way that towards the end of the match, as Maurice was attempting to interfere, it looked like the ref was going to ring for the bell for the disqualification, but the Ambrose went right up to the ref. He's like, no, we're not going to have it end that way. And the ref would eventually force Maurice to leave ringside. And I'm thinking, okay, let's see where they go with this. Are they really going to have a title change? And before you know it, Ambrose is eventually able to get the win. He gets the win over The Miz and picks up his second Intercontinental Championship, guys. And it was something that I didn't see happening. It was definitely a shocking way for this show to go off the air. Really happy for Ambrose, two-time IC champion, and great way to go off the air. What more can you say? I didn't see The Miz losing the title here, but I thought the match between Miz and Ambrose was really good. And just a great way to go off the air and close out the show. And what a first episode of SmackDown for 2017. And that's it, guys. It just from what I'm hearing in the comment section, you guys enjoyed it. From what I'm hearing on my Twitter poll, I can pull that up real quick. Let's see how it did. Let's see how SmackDown Live did in general. You guys voted, and the jury has said we had 18 votes. 83% gave it a thumbs up, and 17% said it was better than Raw. So really no surprise there. Guys, I just want to say thank you for everyone that tuned into this live review. And before I go off the air here, I always have to give a grade for the show. Giving it an A. The A show gets an A again. For the third straight week, I'm giving this show an A because it deserves it. And yeah, guys, I want to say thank you for everyone who tuned into this live review. This was one of my highest live review audiences to date. and I appreciate it. Going forward, I have to reevaluate if I'm going to be reviewing Raw live every week because I just don't see the need to waste my time even watching that show. But thank you for the love and support, as always, as we head down the new year. It's going to be a fun year, another great year for this channel as we continue to make it grow because of you, the great viewing audience. So remember, once this video is uploaded, leave your comments down below in the comments section. Let me know what you guys thought of SmackDown tonight, what you like, what you didn't like, and of course, got to give you a lineup for what's coming to this channel again. Hopefully tomorrow, I am planning on giving you my Royal Rumble card predictions video. Going to break down the rest of the Royal Rumble card itself. That'll be on Wednesday. And then on Sunday, around 6:30, working on the time there, live here on YouTube. It'll be my 30-man Royal Rumble predictions video. I'll be joined by special guests Robbie One Kenobi, my good friend Mike, the Club of the Man 1993, Nerd Coalition, and BSP Wrestling Show, my friend Gene. We'll all be here together, have a great sit down. We're going to be discussing our picks to win the Royal Rumble, or top final four to, that'll be in the Royal Rumble match itself, and then our picks from numbers 1 through 30 in the order that we think they will be in. So we're going to be breaking that down, and that's going to be great. And then, of course, the big video. I cannot keep reminding you guys enough about this. Remember, January 14th. Guys of Wrestling Report, Episode 8, with special guest Deluxe Man. Cannot wait for that. Hope to have a huge audience, one of the biggest audiences I can get for this channel. It'll be great to make another video collaboration with Alex, one of the best YouTubers out here. Cannot say that enough. And he was very gracious enough to come back on this channel. So if you guys can tune in, I will get a start time. As soon as I can collaborate with him, we will work on the time that we will start, but that is going to be a great video. So a lot of great content coming soon to this channel. Once again, thank you all for tuning into this live review. Remember to click my like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel, and be on the lookout for me in my next video, whenever that may be. So I am signing off, and remember, as always, guys, Team Blue rules. Later, guys.